Well, hey there, Mama, and welcome back to the Moms Overcoming Overwhelm podcast, episode number 159. I'm Emily McDermott, and I'm here beside you on this journey as we work together to declutter your home, head, and heart. Today, I was watching a YouTube video with my son, and there was an ad for Michael's all about the fall haul. You probably can know and understand my feelings about fall hauls, and perhaps you've been seeing a lot of ads yourself. Today, we are going to be talking about 6 cognitive biases that cause us to want to buy, especially when there's a fall haul to be had, and also what we can do about them. So, what do you say? Grab the notebook and pen, and let's dive into today's episode. Hey there, Mama. Are you tired of all the stuff crowding your home, calendar, and mind? Do you wish you could say goodbye to the endless to-do list running around in your head? Want to declutter but don't know where to start? You're in the right place. Welcome to Moms Overcoming Overwhelm, where you will find proven and practical solutions to declutter your home, head, and heart. Hi, I'm Emily, a wife, boy mom, and simplicity seeker. I struggled to get pregnant and felt overwhelmed until I discovered decluttering could create the physical and emotional space I needed to become a mom. Now, 2 kids later, I've transformed my life and motherhood by developing simple systems around decluttering, capsule wardrobes, kid stuff, cleaning and tidying, meal planning, time management, and more, and I can't wait to share them with you. If you're ready to reclaim the time and energy you crave, be present with your kids, and finally enjoy the life and motherhood you so deserve, let's kick overwhelm to the curb, shall we? Grab your lukewarm coffee, your notebook and pen, and clear off some counter space. Let's do this. Thanks to everyone who participated in the review giveaway. I really appreciate everyone that shared the show and also left a review. And at the end of the episode, I am going to be announcing the winner. So make sure that you check that out. Okay, these 6 cognitive biases, oh boy. Let's just say that our culture, of course, is one of consumption, and there's a lot of people getting paid a lot of money to get you to buy stuff. So if you are falling prey to any of these, or maybe all of them, you're not alone. This is awareness so that we can move forward, right? And the first one we're going to talk about is the scarcity bias. Now, I just actually read a book called Scarcity by Michael Easter. It's really good, but of course I geek out on these types of things, and I read all these books, so you can read them if you want, but you don't have to. And the scarcity bias is that a product becomes more desirable as it becomes less available. And in his book, Michael Easter describes 3 parts of what is called the scarcity loop. And think about slot machines if you go to Vegas, although you don't have to go to Vegas, they kind of have them everywhere now. The first part is an opportunity is there. The second part is that there are unpredictable rewards. And the third part is that there's quick repeatability. And the scarcity loop is leveraged not only at slot machines, but also when it comes to shopping. So when it comes to Amazon, and I believe that at the beginning of October, there's going to be Prime Days coming up. So we know that things are going to go on sale. That's the opportunity. We're not really sure what's going to go on sale when or how much. That's the unpredictable rewards. And of course, if you have Amazon or Amazon Prime, especially the quick repeatability, it's very easy to keep buying. Also, if you are going into stores like Target, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Michael's, all of these places that might be advertising right now, like the fall haul, we don't know if there's going to be a sale or we're on the hunt to find the perfect item. And there's quick repeatability because things are relatively inexpensive. And there are lots of scarcity cues in our environment that can cause us to get into that scarcity loop. So some examples of scarcity cues, is that if you get emails that there's a countdown timer on there for your sale, that it's only going to be like a certain number of hours left, then that is a scarcity cue saying, oh my gosh, I have to buy something now. Also, if there's a limited amount of a certain product, So, oh, we only have this many slots left or this many days left. It leverages our FOMO, which is that fear of missing out, and causes us to feel like, oh my gosh, I have to take advantage of this now, or else I'm going to be too late. And the scarcity loop can also cause us to spend a lot of time on social media that perhaps we don't want to. Not only the ads on there, but also just when we're looking at our feed, right? Because we have the opportunity to get likes if we post a photo or some sort of update. We have the unpredictable rewards, who's going to like it, who's going to comment. We have the infinite scroll. Do you remember when you could stop the scroll in Facebook? Like you got to the end? You can't do that anymore, right? Or in Instagram. And the quick repeatability is just like, okay, you go back in, someone else liked it. You go back in, someone else commented. So that's why it's so easy for us to get sucked into social media, because of the scarcity loop. So the second cognitive bias that causes us to buy what we don't need is bandwagoning, which you can imagine is getting on the bandwagon. We're more likely to purchase products when they have been purchased by a large number of people. So think about Squishmallows, Squishmallows, of course, the whole Stanley Cup debate. There's a lot of other trends and everyone is like, oh, I need that. Oh, I need to get that. And perhaps you have that FOMO, like, man, I'm missing out if I don't have my specific, Stanley Cup or whatever. The third cognitive bias, confirmation bias is what it's called. So we remember information that already confirms our pre-existing beliefs. And when it comes to shopping, let's say we already have like a positive idea about a certain product that we want to get on Amazon, and we go and then we see there's 500 5-star reviews. And we're like, oh, well, this is supporting what I want to do already. And so I'm going to go ahead and get that product because it's confirming what we already believe. So I know I do that sometimes. I mean, it's hard not to read reviews on Amazon, but anytime I get a recommendation from somebody about something, then you go and you check those reviews and then it's like, okay, it's confirming what I thought, so I'm going to go ahead and get it. Now the fourth cognitive bias is anchoring. And that's our tendency to rely heavily on the first piece of information that we encounter, which is your anchor, when making decisions. So have you ever noticed for retailers, like if something's on sale, you might have like $99, and then they slash it out and then they say, ooh, but you can get it now for $79. So when you have the anchor of the original price and you slash it out and you put something lower, then it makes the deal seem more valuable. And retailers do this everywhere. I mean, you have it at the grocery store if something's on sale, you have it at Costco, you have it at Kohl's, you have it everywhere. And so it always makes us think, well, we're getting a good deal because of whatever the original price is, even if that original price is totally inflated. The fifth cognitive bias is called hyperbolic discounting bias. Ooh, this is more of an advanced one. Are you feeling like an economist? I am. So this is the tendency for people to have a stronger preference for more immediate payoffs relative to later payoffs. So have you ever seen, if you're buying something online, they have the buy now, pay later thing that's relatively new? Well, that is very enticing for people because you can enjoy the benefit at the beginning, and then the pay later is that you want the immediate payoff rather than the later payoff and having to wait. We don't like to wait, especially when it comes to buying something that we want. So the last cognitive bias that I wanted to mention is the Diderot effect. Now, Denis Diderot, he was a French philosopher, and in 1769, he wrote this essay called Regrets for My Old Dressing Gown, which is funny because we don't even call it dressing gowns anymore. Now we say pajamas. But in 1769, we called it dressing gowns. And he tells the story of how he got a new dressing gown from a friend. And then when he brought it home, everything else in his closet looked shabby in comparison. So the Diderot effect is that when we purchase one new item, it leads to the purchasing of others, and then it often causes this spiraling consumption. So if you go to Home Goods and you're like, ooh, these throw pillows are super cute. They would look really great on my couch. And you bring them home and you put them on your couch. You're like, yeah, that looks nice. And you go, my couch looks kind of out of date and sort of shabby. Maybe I should buy a new couch. And so you go in and you get throw pillows you don't even need, and then you come home and you want to buy a new couch. Or another option might be that you go and you get this new outfit for work and it's really cute and you feel really confident in it. And then you're like, I think I need shoes to match this. I don't have any shoes that match. So you never even thought you wanted to go out and buy lilac colored shoes, but because you bought the lilac colored outfit, then you feel like you need to. And the issue with all of these things, again, none of them are necessarily bad. And if you are in sales yourself, maybe you're using some of these to help sell your products. So none of this is necessarily bad or evil. But the issue is that we see upwards of 5,000 ads a day. Just think about all of the ads that you see and hear, especially on social media or YouTube or any of these things. We were watching the Garfield movie last night, the new one that came out as a family, and there was all this product placement. It was like Olive Garden bag and Heinz ketchup are in the fridge and FedEx, and it was just like really in your face. So even when you're trying to watch like a family movie, you have all of these ads coming at you, right? So what do we do about it? How do we prevent compulsive shopping or just buying things that we don't need with all of these cognitive biases? Of course, first, just like we talked about in episode 157 about the cognitive biases that cause us to hang on to things that we don't necessarily need, we want to recognize which cognitive biases and scarcity cues are at play and know that marketers are being paid big bucks and working really hard to get you not only to stay on your device all the time, but also to buy things you don't need while you're on that device. Number 2 is to find a way to end the scarcity loop. So going back to that 3-part scarcity loop, the first is opportunity. So if you want to end the scarcity loop, then you need to have the opportunity go away. So how can you do this when it comes to shopping? You can unsubscribe from retail emails, stop going into stores physically if you don't need to, so do pickup instead. Pick a new way to spend time with friends. If you're used to shopping, maybe you all go on a walk or go get your nails done or something. The second part is the unpredictable rewards. And the way that the scarcity loop stops is when the rewards stop trickling in. So in that case, there seems to be reward programs for everything and every single retailer. You want to be extremely strategic and only sign up for the ones where you really feel like the rewards are truly worth it. Like Amazon Prime, Costco memberships. We have those, but they may not be for everyone, and you want to make sure that you're having that return on investment and also that you're not going and buying a bunch of stuff you don't need just so you can get these possible rewards. The third part is the quick repeatability. And so the way that you end the scarcity loop is when repetition slows down. I don't know that we're ever going to have repetition of retailers trying to get you to buy stuff slow down, especially in our culture of fall hauls, for example. So we have to intentionally put boundaries in place when it comes to shopping habits if it's a problem. So that might be a shopping ban on unessential items or doing like a no buy month. I know people do like no buy January. So if you search some of those things, you can find some ideas and support there. And the third thing that we can do about it is that recognizing that these things that we're doing to treat ourselves, whether that be retail therapy or perhaps a reward for doing something great at work or something great happened, just like we don't necessarily want to be rewarding ourselves with sugar if we're trying to lose weight. If we're trying not to have a bunch of stuff in our house, we don't want to shop as a reward. So remember, it's not a treat if it's not supporting your bigger vision. But before we get into the winner of the giveaway, I'm just going to go ahead and recap these cognitive biases and then tell you what's coming up for Thursday. So the 6 cognitive biases that cause us to buy what we don't need. Number 1, the scarcity bias. Then we have number 2, bandwagoning. Number 3, confirmation bias. Number 4, anchoring. Number 5, hyperbolic discounting bias, which makes me sound super smart. And number 6, the Diderot effect. I'm excited to announce the winners of the review giveaway. We had 10 reviews and 23 shares. I am just thrilled, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing the show and reviewing it. And the 2 winners are Charlene Stiles and Patricia Dusatko. So I will be contacting both of you ladies so we can coordinate the Amazon gift cards. And again, thank you all so much for participating in the review giveaway. It means the world to me. And on Thursday, I'm going to bring you part 2 of the coaching call I had with Natalie Cook, because she mentions one of the biggest issues that she's having with her bedroom is she has too many clothes, and she lives right near Marshall's and all of these different retailers, and she's used shopping, like many of us, as a reward, also as stress relief, retail therapy, doing it with friends, having it be a social activity. So I coach her through some of that, and I know that you will benefit from the conversation. So I will see you on Thursday. Bye for now. If you like today's podcast, here's what you can do. Just take 30 seconds to leave me a review. I know you're a busy mama. You're overwhelmed, in fact, but 30 seconds of your day makes such an impact. I'll be blessed by your words. They'll definitely make my day. And who knows, you might be entered for this month's giveaway. In Apple Podcasts, scroll down to write a review. Thanks so much for your time. I'm so grateful for you.